Elevated Roots in Kingston was established to serve the South Shore area through the promotion of health, wellness, and education about the therapeutic effects of cannabis products that are safe, tested, and reliable. This new industry has exploded in Massachusetts, and as we move past the stigma of marijuana, there are still a lot of questions. Julie spoke with Director of Operations Rahul Patel to learn more.
I am pleased to welcome today Rahul Patel, who is the Director of Operations for Elevated Roots, which is a dispensary located in Kingston, Massachusetts. Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Julie. I'm really excited to be here.
Great. So we have a lot to learn, I think. I know, at least I do. Dispensaries are relatively a new business in Massachusetts. They haven't been around for that long. So before you go into what that is, can you tell a little bit about your background and how you got to be the Director of Operations where you are now?
Absolutely. So a little bit about my background. I was actually one of the brainchilds behind Elevated Roots. So in 2018, I had moved down to Kingston to just learn about the business. I moved in with my uncle, who's one of the partners in the business as well, local. He's lived in Kingston for 20 years. He had started asking me, he's a business owner, he owns convenience stores and things like that. So he started asking me about the industry. For me, it had been a little bit of a dream to get into the industry since I was 18. So I was in door-to-door sales for 6 years, so nothing included in the cannabis industry, but I've always been business-minded, entrepreneurship. So for me, it was really starting early to learn about the regulations that were coming out, to learn about where the industry has the scopes of growth and what really is going to grow in the industry and where it can go, right? Because we're part of an economic boom in my eyes that it's completely different, right? We've never seen an industry like this flourish or even grow, right? Last I compare it to is the prohibition on alcohol, right, back in the day.
Right.
But so for me, it's really right now was really to figure out, hey, is this going to be, being young at the age I was 23 when I presented the idea of Elevated Roots to my uncle.
Yeah.
And then we just started looking for property in the area. We ran into some obstacles getting here, but for me, it was at the end of the day, it's a personal thing.
Right.
Cannabis has helped me in many ways. So yeah.
So there you are.
Basically, that's how. Yeah, there I am.
All right.
But
so let me ask you this. You said there was a lot of challenges to opening this new business. Forget about the fact that it was a pandemic. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the regulations and the rules that were established to open dispensaries must have been incredibly strict, and they were kind of changing a lot. How did that affect your opening and your business plans to open?
There's different steps that we have to take between the town and the state. It's a whole vetting process, not only on the company and the business model that we're presenting to the town and the state, but on ownership and the operators as well. So for us, for me and the team that we put together, it was really to become one of the best partners with the town and really keep the community in mind. Again, we're locals. I live in Plymouth. I've been here for the last 3 years now. I did go to Silver Lake for a couple of years. My uncle has been in Kingston resident for 20 years. Two of the partners are, one of them is Kingston resident. So for us, it was really to help the community. And at the same time, for me, is to present what this plant can do and spread the education behind it.
Right.
That's why I was so excited.
And I think that's kind of the, there's the rub. Because there was a lot of people that did not think that marijuana dispensary should open. And clearly the state did vote to make it legal to have them open. So when you talk about education, you want to talk about what marijuana is, what is THC, what are all the different byproducts of it, and how do they help people? And this is, I think, what every dispensary is trying to say, that we have clear-cut rules, we follow regulations, and we have a bunch of products that might be able to support some of your needs. So can you talk a little bit about the types of products that dispensaries now are selling?
Absolutely. I mean, the industry's changed quite a bit in the last, so many different products have been coming out. your main products are your flowers or your buds that I like to call it, which make up majority of the market.
Yep.
Right. Is cool thing is there's different strains right within the flower category. There's sativas, indicas, and hybrids. More importantly, there's terpenes also. So the effects don't only come from the THC percentages. It's all the cannabinoids, it's all the terpenes really working together. Now, one thing that I believe, so there's flower, there's edibles, there is concentrate, so there's oils that come out of the flower, there's vape products, there is pre-rolls. So all these different products, at the end of the day, human bodies are different. I think people should go into a test mode when they come into cannabis and really try out each individual product, because one strain might work for me, may not work for you. One strain might have an X effect on me, but that same effect may have, same strain may have a different effect on you. So it's really to find that right product for you and for the needs that you're looking for, between which category works best.
Whereas Massachusetts has made this legal, some of our neighboring states have not. So people really, they buy here and they consume here. This is not something to take out of state. Is that correct?
Correct. So one of the regulation is it's not meant to be crossed by state lines. So,
okay.
For us, we see a lot of, we're right on Route 3 going down to the Cape. So during summertime, we see a lot of tourist traffic for that reason.
Yeah.
We have TV screens in there that say, hey, this is meant to be in-state consumption.
Okay, perfect. So people know that going in. It's also an all-cash business. Can you talk about that? Why?
So it's not. So some places are accepting debit cards now. So there is a way that dispensaries are able to accept debit cards. It's not your normal process that we have to go through. That but there is ways that the industry has allowed debit cards to be processed through a cashless ATM mean, where our terminals act like ATMs per se.
But you can't pay for anything with a credit card.
No, definitely not.
And that's
not
because
yet.
those are federally regulated, and this is a state.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
So, what are the misnomers or the misconceptions that you run into the most about dispensaries?
I think one of the biggest misconception, I guess, is, for me, it is that it's a lot of, I guess, the stigma around the people that smoke weed. I mean, if you really come in and see the demographic of people, it's all walks of life. It's not just men, it's not women, it's literally all walks of life. Doesn't matter, old, young, it does not matter. I think this plant is one of those things where it's neutral all along the way, where it does not matter. I think it brings these benefits on the educational side. Once you really figure out and narrow down your dosages and things like that, I think people can really benefit from the plant going forward more than anything like that.
And I know personally, I know a couple people that they have diseases or different things that they manage pain with this versus opioids. Do you find that there's a trend towards people doing that?
Yeah, I think a lot of as a lot more research gets done, right? The industry was not really allowed to do a lot of the R&D and the research up until now, where we can really dive deep into the cannabinoid system and the endocannabinoid system and how these different cannabinoids help with different things in the body. There are more and more products that are coming off with effect-based products. So have products that have melatonin in it that help with sleep. That also have CBN in it. So CBN is a molecule, a cannabinoid that's found in cannabis that is known, and research has found that it helps with sleep. So there's different cannabinoids and more research being done to help develop newer products for that.
So this industry is really in its infancy as far as what the research will bring and what testing will bring and what other products might come down the line. Correct?
100%. I think we're going to really see a nice big change in the upcoming 3 to 5 years in the industry with I mean, there's already a lot of product in the industry, from beverages and squeezes and Crystal Light type of mixtures and things like that that are coming out. But you're going to see a big change on the cannabinoid side of things, where it's going to really become effect specific, in my mind, I think, is where the industry is going to tend to go.
Okay, and so you will keep your people educated, your consumers educated, and I certainly hope the whole industry will do the same, and it should, correct?
100%. I think everyone, that should be the goal right now, is education for everyone.
Super. Thank you so much, Rahul. It was wonderful to talk to you, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. For free blogs and more information on this topic, visit elevatedrootsma.com.
If you've enjoyed this video by the local scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.